So here's something a little different, a mobile game. I'm not really a mobile game player. I'm definitely not the ideal mobile game player. I don't fall for scummy monetization, I don't get hyped for loot boxes, I don't ever buy in-game currencies, and I'm not a fan of manipulating mechanics like forced wait times. The only mobile games I've ever really played were the Plants vs. Zombies games, simply because of how genuinely good the first two are. So this is definitely not the type of game that I would normally talk about. But it is a Doom game, and that is the type of game that I would normally talk about. Mighty Doom seems to have been in development forever. I remember first seeing clips and stills from it shortly after Doom Eternal came out, and then it just kind of disappeared into the ether, and I forgot all about it, until its full release a few weeks ago. It's worth noting that Mighty Doom was not developed by id Software, it was developed by Alpha Dog Games. And it's a mobile game, for better or worse. Don't go in expecting some great Doom experience. Just go in expecting a simple little game made to pass the time while you're taking a shit. The game is incredibly simple. It's a top-down shooter. It's not quite a twin-stick shooter since you can only control Doomguy's movements. He auto-aims and auto-shoots. You can't pick your targets, he just seems to shoot whatever is closest to him. As you play, you unlock guns and armor pieces that you can equip before levels. You can have one primary weapon, something like the heavy cannon, plasma gun, or shotgun, one secondary weapon, something like the rocket launcher, ballista, or Gauss cannon. Yes, both the ballista and Gauss cannon are in this. And one ultimate ability, something like the crucible or the chainsaw. My personal favorite loadout at the moment is the heavy cannon, ballista, and crucible. I like the heavy cannon for its versatility, the ballista for its splash damage when it explodes, and the crucible for its damage output. Doomguy auto-fires the primary, the secondary is fired off by clicking a button that is tied to a cooldown, and the ultimate is also fired off by clicking another button that has a much longer cooldown. There are also different grenade types you can equip one at a time, and they are also automatically fired off. Explosive bombs, ice grenades, and corrosive explosives. I actually kind of wish the corrosive bombs were in the actual Doom Eternal because they could have been implemented in a really cool way. Levels are broken up into multiple 10-section arenas. 9 of those arenas are against basic enemies, and 1 is against a boss. Side missions typically feature 2 of these 10-section arenas, and main missions usually feature 4. Every enemy resembles their counterpart to Doom Eternal and has a unique attack moveset that you need to overcome for each encounter. You really need to learn how to move around and avoid getting hit to make it in this game. The need to move around is one thing that I think translated well from actual Doom. Some of the bosses are kind of bullshit though, they don't translate to the same difficulty as the enemies from actual Doom. Like I find the Barons to be really easy and predictable, but I get my ass kicked by cyber zombies nearly every time. Part of that is because it's sort of a bullet hell where you need to weave in between projectiles being fired, but it's controlled with a touchscreen joystick, and I personally have a really hard time using touchscreen joysticks with any sort of accuracy. Wide dodges, like avoiding a charging Baron or Pinky, are pretty easy, but specific accurate movements are more challenging while trying to dodge large swarms of projectiles. Periodically, you get randomized upgrades to pick from that help you for the level. These upgrades can include things like increasing enemy stagger rates, or increasing how much you heal from glory kills, or adding sideways or angled shots to your guns, or increasing your dodge rate, things like that. These upgrades are only applied for the run that you get them in, and finishing the level or dying resets your upgrades. You also have a chance wheel to spin after defeating a boss. These can heal you, give you more experience, or apply a buff. Honestly, the healing is the most important that you can get here because it's pretty hard to heal in Mighty Doom. You can also meet a Sentinel in between sections that offers you a weapon upgrade or healing, or a Cultist who offers you an upgrade at the expense of a debuff. All of these things do add a needed element of strategy to an otherwise incredibly simple game, as you need to think about which upgrades to get. Do you want the weapon upgrade, or do you want to heal? Do you want to increase your fire rate or your dodge rate? I personally find that the upgrades to increase stagger potential and health from glory kills to be the most useful, because like I said, it's hard to heal in this game. You can't set up glory kills like you can in real Doom. It's a percentage chance. So if you're going a long time without heals, you're fucked. So any way that you can increase the chance to get glory kills and the health that you get from glory kills helps a lot. It's really a situation where you're at the mercy of the RNG. And that's really it in terms of the core gameplay loop. It's incredibly simplistic, but it's fun. I don't think it's amazing, but it's a fun way to pass the time. The graphics are appealing enough. They're cartoony, but they use the design of the in-game collectibles from Doom Eternal, so that's kind of cool. They also did a decent job including some cartoon blood, and the glory kill animations are pretty fun.
You win. Victory.
The mobile game bullshit of it irritates me though. First off, there are multiple forms of currency. The currency that you buy with real money is called crystals. These are used to purchase the two other forms of in-game currency, which means you never have the exact amount that you need for a specific purchase. You're always going to have crystals left over, or you'll be just short. A typical bullshit tactic to get you to spend more money. The second currency is energy, which you need to use to play the fucking game. If you run out, you either need to wait for your energy to recharge, or spend crystals to buy more. I find this incredibly stupid. Shouldn't you want people to play your game? Limiting the amount of times you can play your game in a period of time doesn't make me want to pay money to keep playing. It makes me want to go do something else. There are also coins. You can earn these by playing the game or by spending crystals that you, again, get by spending real money. These are used to buy upgrades for Doomguy's stats, armor, guns, which add things like more health, more damage, increased stagger percentage, etc, etc. You can also use the crystals to buy loot boxes. Loot boxes give you new weapons and armor pieces. When you die, you either need to watch an ad or use crystals to continue, and you only get one continue per run. The entire upgrade system is basically built for you to spend money. Slayer levels, armor pieces, and weapons will start to cost a lot of coins pretty quickly, which slows your upgrade progress down to a crawl. And to level up the rarity of a weapon or armor piece, which increases the base stats, as well as the potential max stats for a weapon or armor piece, you need to find 3 of the exact same armor piece or weapon at the exact same rarity level. So the only way to efficiently upgrade your weapons or armor level is to buy loot boxes, which are the only things that drop weapons and armor pieces. You can upgrade your things for free, but upgrading rarity levels will take you forever. I think I've only been able to upgrade the rarity of 2 things so far, since you don't get loot boxes very often for free. And upgrading your stats will require significant time grinding for coins so that you can afford the upgrades. It's complete pay-to-win bullshit. Even the Slayer skins are pay-to-win. Comparing the base stats of the free skin compared to the ones that you need to pay for, the default skin is at a massive disadvantage stat-wise. Look at how much more health the base classic armor has in comparison. This all comes to a head with difficulty spikes that make playing the game kind of frustrating, and really encourages you to spend money to level up. I was stuck on Exaltia 2 for days because I was getting shredded in the later arenas. I finally grinded enough coins to level up my gear a few times, and I was able to get past it, only to get stuck on Necroval in the very next level, where I've been stuck for days now. The game is purposefully difficult to make you spend money on upgrades, and that's really all there is to it.
You died.
Equally egregious in the bullshit mobile game department is that Mighty Doom is literally just a reskin of another game called Arch Hero. The game plays the exact same, features the same upgrades, and even has a similar UI. So, Mighty Doom. It's a fine, simplistic yet fun little mobile game to tide you over when you're bored. It's not amazing, but it's enjoyable in bursts. But I will never spend money on it. Don't let the mobile devils win. Don't spend money on games like this. Just enjoy them for what they are. That's all there is. Just a quick little video. I normally don't talk about mobile games. Let me know if you're enjoying Mighty Doom. Let me know what you think of it. And let me know if you're running into the same difficulty spikes that I am that are seemingly there to encourage you to spend money. And I'll see you next time.